and welcome to Plus TV Africa. I'm Benga Borowa with the news on the hour. The Labour Party has rejected the plan by former Ondo State Governor Olusegun Mimiko to rejoin the party after he defected from the People's Democratic Party in 2014. Mimiko had on Wednesday sent his resignation letter to the state leadership of the PDP while also announcing plans to return to his former party in his hometown, Ondo State. The former Ondo governor, while appreciating the PDP for giving him a platform to serve, noted that his decision to leave the party was for some well-thought-out personal reasons. However, the Labour Party's national chairman, Mike Omotosho, while speaking at a news conference in Abuja yesterday, described the former governor's defection from the Labour Party in 2014 as an act of treachery and betrayal, particularly after his two-term victory on the party's ticket. Omotosho had described Mimiko's defection plan as an ill-fated adventure, adding that his intention was to use the Labour Party to launder his sagging image. Meanwhile, Ondo State Chairman of the PDP, Fayose, said Mimiko's exit from the party would not have any negative impact, saying the party was waxing stronger on a daily basis. The United Kingdom says it will continue to back Nigeria's anti-graft war, which is headed by the Economics and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Mr. Paul Arkwright, while on a visit to the EFCC corporate headquarters in Abuja yesterday, stated that they were delighted to see how the EFCC functions and guaranteed limitless support from the British government. Arkwright advised the EFCC to collaborate often with the Independent National Electoral Commission towards an impartial and hitch-free 2019 elections. The acting EFCC chairman, Ibrahim Magu, commended the British government for its backing, both technical and in many other ways. Mr. Magu assured that the EFCC would always employ the best and most effective means while being conscientious in all its investigations. The Federal Executive Council has authorized the repair of 14 roads, which includes the construction of new roads in many parts of Nigeria at a total of 185 billion naira. Femi Adesina, the President's Special Advisor on Media, confirmed this on behalf of the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola. Additional announced the approved contracts as the rehabilitation of some roads in Yobe and Borno states at the cost of 34.6 billion naira, as well as the rehabilitation of roads in Adamawa state at the cost of 22.7 billion naira. The Federal Executive Council also authorized contracts for the renovation of roads in Sokoto at the cost of 4.4 billion naira. Ekiti State and Makodi Bridge in Benue State were also not left out, as they will also receive government's attention with 6 billion naira and 4.7 billion naira allocated respectively, amongst others. A federal high court sitting in Abuja has ordered the immediate sack of Senator Adekunle Idoko, the member representing Kogi East constituency. Gabriel Kolawole, the presiding judge, ruled that Mr. Idoko be sacked with immediate effect as he was wrongly presented as a flag bearer of the People's Democratic Party in the December 2014 primaries. Justice Kolawole also ordered for Mr. Isaac Alfa to be sworn in by the clerk of the National Assembly. The court nullified Idoko's elections, ordering the Independent National Electoral Commission to issue a certificate of return to Mr. Alfa as the winner of the December 7, 2014 Senate primaries of the PDP. Yesterday, we brought you news that the Ekiti State Governor, Peter Ayodele Fayose, had sacked with immediate effect 2 board chairmen without any reasons. The persons involved are the chairman of the State Teaching Service Commission, Chief Gabriel Falaye, and the chairman of the Governing Council of the College of Education, Ikere Ekiti, Professor Babajide Alo. Dr. Modupe Alade, Secretary to the government, has confirmed in the statement that the decision came as part of the need for government parastatals to be reorganized for effective service delivery. Chief Femi Ogundipe has been appointed to replace Chief Falaye, while Mrs. Adiola Yusufu replaces Professor Alo, and Mrs. Folashade Akinrimola becomes a full-time member of the State Universal Education Board with immediate effect. The Nigerian military announced that it has taken out 23 Boko Haram fighters and recovered their weapons after a clearance raid on villages in Lake Chad. Director, Army Public Relations Brigadier General Texas Chukwu disclosed this in a statement on Tuesday, adding that during the encounter with the troops on Monday, many of the terrorists were injured. The operation was carried out by troops of the 153rd Task Force Battalion in collaboration with the Cameroonian Defense Forces. The items recovered include 6 AK-47 rifles, 2 FN rifles, 33 rounds of 7.62mm NATO ammunition, and 8 AK-47 rifles and 2 motorcycles. In a related development, a Boko Haram attack occurred in Adamawa on Monday at about 9 p.m. 13 houses were already burnt when the army intervened, warding them off. One terrorist was killed and a vigilante member injured during the operation. Mr. Ahmad Sajo, Adamawa State Commissioner for Information, also confirmed the attack. The public has been advised to report any suspicious movements within their locality. And on the foreign scene, the United Nations General Assembly has condemned Israel for excessive use of force against Palestinian civilians. In a resolution adopted by a strong majority of 120 countries, the body rejected the United States' efforts to blame Gaza's Hamas rulers for the violence that has killed a lot of Palestinians. The United Nations failed to mention Hamas, the Islamist group that controls Gaza, because it does not see Hamas as the cause of Gaza's problems. The issue, which was presented by Algeria and Turkey, won 120 votes with 8 votes against it. The resolution further called for the protection of Palestinians in Gaza and the occupied West Bank. Saudi Crown Prince and Deputy Prime Minister and also the Defense Minister, Prince Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz, and the President of Sudan, Omar al-Bashir, have explored ways to further promote and enhance bilateral relations as well as strengthen friendship ties between both countries. In a recently held meeting, both leaders expressed their willingness to continue to cooperate to ensure their country's best interest. Their meeting also focused on their mutual need to boost latest regional developments. Rabies, the disease commonly known to affect dogs and cats, has killed at least 22 people in Malanje. The Malawian government says it will need 17 million kwachas to buy vaccines for dogs and cats. According to Taurayi Mbeno from the veterinary office in Malanje, the deaths occurred from July last year. He added that 1,600 people had dog bites and were infected with rabies, and 74 died of the disease within the same period. He said the government would need 63 million kwachas to treat the rabies patients, saying each dog and cat needs 9,000 kwachas, while the cost of treating a patient stands at 15,000 kwachas. In a bid to lock down on illegal liquor in Kenya, the Liquor Licensing Board officials on Wednesday embarked on a search to flush out culprits. The raid led to the discovery of illegal distilleries and the impounding of contraband liquors in Molem and Islay during the raid. Leyimba Suppliers Limited and Domain Kenya Limited, an importer of wines and spirits, were found culpable. The 13 suspects who were arrested will be arraigned on Thursday on charges related to the illegal sale of alcohol. Star-Based Enterprises, a distribution company located at Kayole Spine Road, was found guilty of operating without the proper licenses as well as trading without the Kenyan Bureau of Standards mark of quality. South Africans, residents and tourists will soon be spending a new coin and banknote, which will be in circulation in honor of the late Nelson Mandela on the occasion of his centenary birthday celebrations. The banknotes and coins will be ready on the 13th of July and should be in circulation 5 days later on the 18th of July, which is the actual birth date of the first black president of South Africa. The South African Reserve Bank on Tuesday announced the design to be used, and according to the bank, the public is informed in good time so as to avoid confusion and unnecessary speculations. It also added that this special edition would only be circulated for a limited time. There's a new law in Japan revising the civil code which lowers the legal age of adulthood from 20 to 18. The reason for this change is that the government wants 18-year-olds to actively contribute to economic activities. It also means that teenagers will be able to get married without receiving approval from their parents. However, the age limit for the consumption of alcohol remains unchanged, meaning they can only start consuming alcohol when they are 20 years of age and above. And in business, the parallel exchange rate dropped to 360 naira yesterday from 361 naira, translating to a 1 naira appreciation, according to NigerBDCs.com, the live exchange rate platform for the Association of Bureau de Change. Similarly, the indicative exchange rate for the investor and importers window dropped from 361 naira 30 kobo per dollar to 361 naira 10 kobo per dollar on Tuesday, indicating a 20 kobo appreciation for the naira, according to data from FMDQ. A draft of the Nigerian Code of Corporate Governance, NCCG 2018, has been announced by the Financial Reporting Council. Speaking at an event in Lagos on Wednesday, the Executive Secretary of the FRC, Daniel Asakpokai, said the proposed code is the work of a 15-member committee set up to review the October 2016 National Code that was suspended. The new code covers all public companies, private companies that are holding companies of public companies, concessioned and or privatized companies. This includes regulated private companies who files returns to any other regulatory authority other than the Federal Inland Revenue Services and the Corporate Affairs Commission. Meanwhile, the not-for-profit code remains suspended. The FRC has embarked on public enlightenment campaigns across the country for widespread acceptance of the draft. 138 cooperative societies are going to be beneficiaries of a 2 billion naira loan from the Bank of Industry and the Benue State government. The Benue State Governor, Samuel Ortom, made the declaration on Tuesday and urged the people of Benue State to join the cooperative societies so that they can benefit from the ongoing scheme. Mr. Ortom said this had been put in place to empower the people of Benue State in their respective businesses. The National Assembly in Vietnam has mandated software companies such as Alphabet and Facebook to store or retrieve data from its citizens within the shores of the country and in open local offices. Speculations show that a decision could hurt the country's economy and also constrain the freedom of speech. However, the authorities intend to proceed with it. The authorities believe that this will help monitor and censor people's expressions and also in the persecution of individuals for online activities. The social media companies have not, however, given any feedback to Vietnam's request at this time. Up next is entertainment news with Tokunbo Taiwo.
And in entertainment, Jack Dorsey, Twitter boss, was at Kanye West's birthday last weekend, and Kim Kardashian wasted no time in milking the opportunity. She pitched to him that the edit button be added to Twitter so that tweets can be edited. A few weeks ago, social media was thrown into a frenzy as Wizkid shut down the O2 Arena in London, which has a 20,000 capacity. And today, the Nigerian superstar Wizkid is scheduled to perform at the opening ceremony of the 2018 FIFA World Cup, which is scheduled to hold Thursday, June 14, 2018 in Russia. The World Cup is a major event that will be held in Russia with over 81,000 watching him and thousands glued to their television screens worldwide. International music acts like Will Smith and Nicky Jam will be performing the official World Cup theme song. It's a big one for the Starboy to be performing amongst other international superstars. Award-winning novelist Chimamanda Adichie has won the Pen Painter Award 2018, which is designed to honor outstanding literary writers who steadily show a fierce intellectual determination to define the real truth of our societies. Adichie said she admires Harold Pinter's talent, his courage, dedication to telling his truth, and she also went on to say she's honored to be given the award in his name. She'll be awarded the award on the 9th of October 2018. Controversial on-air personality Daddy Freeze has attacked the founder of the Living Faith Church, Bishop David Oyedepo, after hearing that a member of the church resurrected a dead man. Bishop Oyedepo said one of his church members resurrected a dead man by saying the name of Jesus. He said this whilst addressing his congregation. Daddy Freeze, who has also been a critic to pastors, took to his Instagram page to remind the founder of Living Faith, Bishop Oyedepo, that some university students who died under him was not resurrected. The on-air personality said, "Some good comedy. I can't believe people still fall for this hogwash." That's it on entertainment news. Up next is Udoka with sports.
Welcome to Sports Update on Plus TV Africa. I am Udoka Njoku. In a few hours, we'll have the first game of the Russia 2018 World Cup, and it will be between the host nation, Russia, and Saudi Arabia. The game kicks off by 4 p.m. local time, and Saudi Arabia have not won a game at the World Cup since 1994. But the head coach, Antonio Pizzi, said he knows the quality he has in his team, and he believes that they can get a result against the host nation. And as we prepare for the World Cup, we also prepare for football, as the fixtures have been released for the English Premier League. And the champions of the 2017-2018 season, Manchester City, will play at the Emirates on the weekend of 11th and 12th of August for the opening match of the 2018-2019 season. And Newcastle will be at home to Tottenham Hotspur, and Tottenham will then play against Fulham at Wembley as they complete their £850 million stadium. And Manchester United will be up against Leicester City, and Liverpool play at home as they welcome West Ham, and the championship winners will be up against Everton. And other fixtures have promoted team Fulham up against Crystal Palace, while Cardiff will go away from home to take on AFC Bournemouth, and Chelsea will be away to Huddersfield. Southampton welcome Burnley, and Watford will take on Brighton at the Vicarage Road. And the opening weekend in full, we'll be seeing, of course, games we've told about the fixtures: Arsenal versus Manchester City, Bournemouth versus Cardiff, Fulham versus Crystal Palace, Huddersfield versus Chelsea, Liverpool versus West Ham United, Manchester United versus Leicester City, Newcastle United against Tottenham Hotspur, Southampton takes on Burnley, Watford against Brighton, and Wolverhampton will be at home to Everton. Saul Canelo Alvarez, that's in boxing now, will fight WBA and WBC world middleweight champion Gennady Golovkin in a rematch on the 15th of September. And the first bout in September 2017 ended in a controversial draw. And Canelo withdrew from May's rematch after failing 2 drug tests and was banned for 6 months. But is free to fight from 17th of August. And Alvarez said eating contaminated meat was the reason he tested positive for clenbuterol on the 17th and 20th of February. And he has won 49 and drawn 2 of his 52 fights. And his only defeat came against Floyd Mayweather in the year 2013. And former Olympic 1,500-meter champion Asbel Kiprop says he has given up trying to prove there was tampering with his positive doping sample. And Kenya's 3-time world champion was found to have traces of erythropoietin, that's the EPO, after a test in November 2017. And the Athletics Integrity Unit, the AIU, the independent body which manages all doping-related matters for athletics, found Kiprop was tipped off about the test by a doping control officer who he knew. And the 3-time world champion alleged that the testers asked him for an unspecified sum of money, and he said his sample turned positive because he did not give them enough money via an electronic transfer, but that claim has been rejected by the AIU. And Kiprop finished second at the Beijing Olympics in 2008, but was upgraded to gold when Bahrain's Rashid Ramzi failed a drugs test. And he added world titles in 2011, 2013, and 2015, and has run the 5th fastest 1,500-meter race of all time. And in tennis, Maria Sharapova has withdrawn from next week's WTA event in Birmingham in order to be fully fit for her return to Wimbledon after a 3-year absence. And the 31-year-old 2004 Wimbledon champion has not played at the All England club since 2015. And she served a doping ban in 2016 and was injured in 2017 when she was planning to play in the qualifying tournament. And the former world #1 fell to 262 in the world last April when she returned from a 15-month ban. And she's now ranked 23rd and reached the French Open quarterfinals last week, where she was defeated by Spain's Gabin Muguruza. That's all for Sport Update for now. Back to you, Benga Aborua.
Thanks, Udoka. That's the news at this hour. I am Benga Aborowa. Stay with us for more updates during the course of the day.